What's up, guys? Alex Dotson here, welcoming you back into the Dot Network. Today, I wanted to kind of tackle an interesting controversy for you guys and pitch you the idea as to why the Rockies should trade Nolan Arenado right now. Okay, before you all start reacting and commenting negatively, I want you to hear me out on this one first, okay? Alright, so as we all know, Nolan Arenado is currently entering into one of the biggest contracts the Rockies have ever given out before. Currently a contract worth up to $260 million over 8 years. That is a lot of money to pay to just one player. Nolan Arenado is a fantastic player, a guy well worth that contract. But the Rockies currently, as a small market team, it's really difficult to sell to other players when you don't have the money necessary to dish out to other free agents and other people. And especially with other players coming up in the future, such as Trevor Story, Kyle Freeland, John Gray, guys that are going to require these contract extensions as well, that they might not be able to afford because of Arenado's contract. Now, he does have an opt-out clause in his contract after next year, but I do not see him leaving said contract, especially because he wants to stay in Colorado. So, for the Rockies right now, it would be most beneficial to them right now to trade him. About to enter into this massive contract. His numbers have been quite impressive the last couple of years, but with him entering into this prime of his career, there's no more opportune time right now than to trade him. To utilize those statistics and utilize that national recognition that he's received recently and use that as capital, and especially his contract. He isn't going to go anywhere, and with that no trade clause, he's only going to waive it for people that actually want him. So the Rockies can kind of leverage that into a better trade package. Now, there has been some trade ideas that those within the media have thrown out and has been kind of talking points for how a potential deal with Nolan Arenado could go. Now, as we've seen some of them, the first one I want to share with you guys is with the Cubs. Currently, there is a rumor out there that the Cubs offered the Rockies Jason Hayward, Kyle Schwarber, and David Bote for Nolan Arenado. Now, that may not seem like the greatest deal in the world, but it is a pretty solid deal in comparison to the kind of contracts you're getting. Jason Hayward, while is in the back half of his career, is still a very quality player, could provide some good depth in the outfield and help kind of mentor a little bit more David Dahl and some of the younger guys in the outfield. Kyle Schwarber as well offers a ton of power. We've seen that guy become an all-star and him just demolish the baseball. He has some things he has to work out with his swing, but Kyle Schwarber offers some unique potential to the Rockies. And David Bote is another interesting prospect that they could use. And so this idea is interesting. I don't think it's the best one they could get, and I think they could do a lot better. But that's an interesting idea for the first one. Another one is involving another NL Central team, the St. Louis Cardinals, where an offer was thrown out after the recent deal by the Cardinals. That involves Dakota Hudson, Carlos Martinez, Tyler O'Neill, and Matt Liberatore for Nolan Arenado. Now, those guys, all four of those guys, are either currently major league talent or are rising prospects within their system. Dakota Hudson and Carlos Martinez currently are on the Cardinals roster and have made significant impact. Carlos Martinez more as a relief pitcher, and Dakota Hudson as a starter, as a back-end starter. Tyler O'Neill is a very productive outfielder in the back half for the Cardinals, and Matt Liberatore is a good prospect that the Rockies could help kind of mold and form into another future starting pitcher. Again, an interesting trade offer. I don't say that's the one the Rockies should take necessarily, but it's another interesting idea for the Rockies to think about. That second one doesn't involve very much money either. That means the Cardinals will be taking on a lot of Nolan Arenado's contract, which means the Rockies can kind of escape out of the contract a little bit more and have a little bit more flexibility in the future, which could be something that they're interested in. I feel as though the Rockies should continue to look and find a better trade offer. I think a great team that they could target are the Atlanta Braves. Atlanta Braves has a lot of intriguing talent, especially now that they're reaching into that title window, that period of time in which they could potentially get to a World Series. They have a couple more moves they could make, and Nolan Arenado could put them over the top. A ton of prospects that the Rockies could use, and guys that could help them so that when the Rockies title window opens up again, they have those prospects rising up right at that right time. So, and even if the Rockies are really intent on competing this season, like they've come out and have said, then there's a perfect option as well for the Rockies if they're willing to trade Arenado. There is another really good third baseman that's currently on the market right now that the Rockies could potentially use some of that money they have, the savings that they have, and give to him in Josh Donaldson, who recently played for the Atlanta Braves. He can make another similar impact. Now, he wouldn't be as quite as a good of hitter, or maybe not quite as good as a defender as Nolan Arenado is, but he's definitely got some solid production and gives you an above average to all-star level third baseman to replace where Nolan Arenado once was. I feel that the Rockies could get a really good deal from Nolan Arenado and could help free up that money for in the future. And I think it would be a great idea for the Rockies to trade Nolan Arenado. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, tell me what you guys thought of today's video. I know many of you are probably going to have some alternative thoughts to this idea, and don't worry, that I'm going to share a little bit more coming up soon. So please continue to like, watch, subscribe. Look for more content coming out soon. I'm going to try and put out more content more frequently, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys later on the Dot Network.